I'm Kevin, a Fiji-born private chef
Beautiful.
and photographer, and I'm obsessed with chili.
Hot nah.
In season 1, I went around Singapore. This time, I'm going up north to Malaysia and Thailand in search of all things spicy.
Oh, nice. Good heat. Sambal heaven.
My bad, my arroy, yeah.
Kacang hu.
Please, ah.
In this episode, I'm bringing my pursuit of heat from farm to table, nose to tail.
What makes a botok-botok is the spicy sauce.
Almost smells like a curry.
Wow, yeah, wow. Bagus.
Siput Barai.
The spice level, the heat level is just nice.
So about a year ago, I decided to become an urban farmer in Singapore, growing my own crops. The idea also led me to dig deeper into this whole farm-to-table concept, and the best source is, from your own hands, from the soil that you dig and seed yourself. So I got a call from a fellow private chef and friend. He asked for some stuff from my farm, harvested some fresh turmeric leaves, basil, and kaffir lime leaves.
Hey, abang, selamat pagi.
Come.
Wow, nice house, ah.
You got stuff for me?
If he looks familiar, it's probably because you've seen him on MasterChef Singapore.
Harvested this morning.
Chef Ilya now runs Sudu, a private dining experience that features his own modern spin on a wide array of iconic Malay dishes.
The objective of Sudu is to showcase to the non-Malays what we really eat at home, but put on a different environment. We are possessive and defensive to our own recipes and menu, so I want to change all that. Okay, so this will be part of the many herbs that goes into a botok-botok. There's 7 types usually,
Right.
or whatever that's available in the farm. All this will give you different punches together with the spiciness. We're modernizing
Chef
stuff.
Ilya is preparing something based on a traditional Javanese dish called Botok-Botok. Fish mixed with spices, herbs, and chili, then wrapped in banana leaves and steamed. Today, he's showing me his own modern rendition of this classic dish. So 2 key things in Ilya's mod take on Botok-Botok is actually the way he prepares the protein, the sea bass itself, and the cooking technique. He cuts the fish into strips, topped with powdered kaffir lime leaves from my farm, then wraps them in pennywood leaves before poaching in an airtight bag. This is a French technique called sous vide. It gives him precise control of the cooking temperature. Next, Chef Ilya begins the most important element of the dish.
What makes a botok-botok is the sauce, the spicy sauce. So for my take on botok-botok, I'm changing the texture. So I'm turning that into like a sauce that you can actually pour it.
This special sauce is called a Sambal in Malay, which means chili paste. Chef Ilya makes his own chili paste by blending chilies, spices, and herbs. He adds his own touch to it by including cream. Finally, he pours the mix through a sieve. It results in a distinctive texture to the chili paste. Another recipe that Chef Ilya is famous for is his legendary smoked sambal butter.
So to make the smoked sambal butter, you first make the sambal tumis, but after that, smoke it with cloves. And then we mix in with the butter. It gives off a little heat at the end when you eat it. So a lot of people think that Malay food is all about spice and more spice. I feel like Malay food is well balanced between spice and the other things that balances the spiciness. Say for example, nasi lemak, right? The sambal tumis is balanced by the coconutty rice.
I've seen you post pictures of it, but this is the first time I see you make it, and now, okay, I know how you make it.
No copy.
Yeah. Okay, the traditional makcik version. This dish reminds me of a dish that they make in Cambodia and Thailand, you know?
Okay.
Fish amok. It's very good. I actually enjoyed it very much. Let's try your take, your mod take. This, by the way, looks beautiful. Because you sous vide it.
Yep.
You know, the meat texture tastes very different.
Different, right?
You know, yeah. It, and I think you mentioned correctly, it's almost like a ceviche.
Ceviche, yeah.
If it's fried, right, the meat is a bit heavier in the mouth.
Right.
So I think a heavier level of spice would complement it. But because the fish here is a bit delicate, I think the level of spice is just right.
And the other thing is I finally got to taste Ilya's sambal butter. You know, beautiful. You can't go wrong with heat and fat. Now I have great admiration for people like Ilya. Ilya is someone that, you know, is not choosing the easy path. Modern Malay food. What exactly is that? You know, so it's not a easy choice, but it's true to who he is. It's time to expand my search for spice beyond our tiny island. I head up north to the home of many sambals and also our biggest culinary rival, Malaysia. I'm about an hour's drive away from Kuala Lumpur in Peninsular Malaysia. I'm on my way to visit an indigenous village where they make their trademark sambal using a wild plant harvested from their own land. So this is the plantation of the Orang Asli Temuan, I think. Orang Asli, which is the indigenous people or the first peoples of the Malaysian Peninsula. The Orang Asli are a national minority, with less than 150,000 of them divided into 18 different tribes. Their ancestors were part of the Austronesian migration more than 5,000 years ago. My friends Lisa and Paris are from the Temuan tribe, one of the largest in the country. So Kak Lisa was very friendly. Paris, who is the brother of Kak Lisa, was quite the joker. So they both got wind that I do a little bit of farming in Singapore, so they wanted to show me something from the land.
Inilah daun.
What's this?
Okay, ini adalah daun semomok. Kita selalu
Masak daging.
gunakan sebagai rempah lah dalam masakan. Semua daging kita boleh guna ni untuk menghilangkan bau daging lah.
You can taste.
Wow, interesting.
Ya.
A little bit spicy,
Yeah.
a little bit nutty, and sweet, manis. A little bit manis, manis.
Ya, manis.
Long before onions and other relishes were imported into the country, the Orang Asli relied solely on wild forest plants such as daun semomok to season their food.
Sebelum masak memang bau memang
Kurang menyenangkan lah.
Kurang menyenangkan.
Sebab
bila
daun
dah-
semomok ni mempunyai bau macam kumbang pepijat. Kalau kita dah buat dalam masakan, Dia mempunyai aroma yang sedap, manis, berlemak.
Once hunter-gatherers, the Temuan tribe still looks to the jungle for sustenance. Their main source of ingredients being what they can harvest from nearby forests. Similar to Malay cuisine, the generous use of spices and seasoning is also characteristic of their cooking.
You kenal tak ni apa?
They will show me how to make a Temuan-style sambal using the semomok plant.
Kalau tak ada sambal, makan tidak bermakna. Sedih kita bercakap.
Tak terasa kalau
Tak
makan.
terasa.
Okay, Chef Paris, I'm your sous chef today.
Okay.
Second chef.
So, kita ambil batang dia ni untuk masak
Oh,
sambal.
in Thailand they use coriander root.
Ya.
So you guys are using the semomok root.
Ya.
Also interesting, they're using like almost like kampong chili. So these kampong chilies are a lot more fragrant. Oh, it's got a distinct aroma coming out now. It's unlike any aroma that I've smelled before with other sambals. Maybe funky, clovey, nutty. I would use the word smoky, and I can only assume that it's the semomok root.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, wow, bagus.
He then fries a handful of anchovies, garlic and onions, together with the ground semomok roots and kampong chilies, before adding another key ingredient.
Momok ni.
Oh, daun semomok, the magic. It almost smells like a curry because the semomok leaf has a certain spice flavor.
As a perfect companion to the heat, Chef Paris whips up a traditional Temuan dish, grilled tilapia fish, served with their main staple carb, boiled tapioca.
Let me try, Huh?
I like it.
You like it, huh? Nice pedas.
Like I would say a medium heat, like maybe 4 or 5 out of 10. And you could smell the semomok smell before it gets into your mouth.
No, the semomok root
Ya.
makes a nice taste, adds a nice flavor to the sambal.
Good tasty lah.
So I think the magic combo is to eat this ikan bakar and then put some sambal semomok
Ya.
combo. Combo. Good. Good.
Take.
Yeah. I take some more.
Ya, semua.
So this whole day spent with the Orang Asli Temuan was very interesting for me. Farm to table doesn't mean that all the crops that you plant are meant to be eaten, on a grand scale. Sometimes you farm something for the flavor or the scent that it induces into the other crops. The other thing that I wanted to find out was the Austronesian link, because in Philippines root crop is called ube, and in the Orang Asli here they call it ubi. If you follow, certain anthropological trails, they leave, clues and hints and flavors behind as they travel. I'm in Malacca, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that is renowned for its colonial history and multicultural blend of people, architecture and cuisine.
Malacca's famous chicken rice ball.
Ya.
This town may be one of the world's most visited tourist destinations, but I'm bringing my search for heat off the beaten path.
kampong chili also.
Oh, okay. This is much hotter.
Yeah, no, and I find it tasty.
So I met a friend at the pasar market in Malacca. There was one particular ingredient at the market that she wanted to show me. I think she told me that it was an ingredient from a long-lost recipe from ancient times. With a culinary history heavily influenced by the spice trade in Malacca, I'm also told to brace myself for a bit of a spicy kick.
This is the one I'm looking for. Yes.
Strange snail. I've never eaten this before.
It's called Siput Barai. Actually, this is a kind of a shellfish also.
There's a tail.
It's actually their respiratory stem. Berapa ni?
Ni kilo 15. Kalau nak habis semua bagi murah sikit. 12 orang.
Oh, ya ke?
Special kasi. Akak main lawan besar.
Chef Noisalina, or Chef Lin, is a celebrity chef who has written more than 80 cookbooks and 45 novels. Passionate about reimagining ancient dishes inspired by the royal banquets of the Malacca Sultanate, Chef Lin painstakingly puts together each dish based on a research of one of the most important Malay historical works called Sejarah Melayu, a collection of stories about ancient rulers.
We know that during this Sultanate of Malacca period, the normal people looked for food in the rivers and in the seas, and perhaps plant some vegetables. And it's basically from the farm to the table, and also they go into the jungle to hunt for animals.
Today, Chef Lin is preparing two of her famous gulai, or curries. Gulai Siput Barai, or Barai snails in chili padi gravy, and Gulai Rusa, or venison in spicy gravy. Both dishes feature a hearty dose of kampong chilies and spices. First, she pounds a healthy amount of chilies into a paste. Then Chef Lin prepares the snails by removing their siphons and soaking them in chili-infused water to get rid of the sand and dirt. After frying the chili padi mix and adding sliced bamboo for texture, she throws in a generous splash of coconut milk to turn it into a mouth-watering curry. Then enter the star of the show, the Barai snails.
Coming along nicely. Yellow is the color of sultans, incidentally.
So the main difference between the two gulais that she made, the two curries, one with the Siput Barai and the daging rosa, was the use of spice. The rosa, because I think it's a red meat, and I think that dish probably has a stronger influence from the Indian trade in Malacca. In order to remove the gamey taste of the venison, Chef Lin puts together a complex blend of spices, which include star anise, ginger, onion, cinnamon, cumin, fennel, and chilies. Siput Barai. Let's try the Siput Barai first. I'm a big fan of like shellfish. The spice level, the heat level is just nice. You added the white pepper powder, which actually has a, I think what it does, it adds a light sting at the end. And of course we've got Rusa,
Yes,
right?
dear.
Which is rare.
Fit for a sultan.
Wow. This is so nice, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I want to celebrate the kampung spirit that is so deeply rooted in Malay culture. So I'm whipping up a feast for my friends in Malaysia to celebrate our mutual love for heat. So the first protein that I decided to choose to cook was Rusa. But the dish I decided to make with it was a soup. When I saw the siphons that she had discarded of the Siput Barai, so that clicked as well, that it might be something I could use. You know, the idea of from nose to tail, or from this case, shell to nostril, The other dish that I prepared was actually inspired by what Paris or Chef Paris was doing, ikan bakar on the grill. In Malaysia, I had found one vegetable that I really love. It's called pucuk pako, which is fiddlehead ferns, and then doused it in santan, which is coconut milk.
Hey, selamat tiba. Jemput makan.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much.
So happy to see you guys. Let's try.
I'll try the soup first. Frankly speaking, it's really, really delicious. Maybe the flavor comes from the protruding Siput Barai.
Yeah, Siput Barai, yes.
It's like a stock, giving the soup a lot of body.
Sukalah rasa dia macam masakan yang saya selalu buat. Ada kelainan daripada siput tu kot. Jadi kuah dia bertambah pekat lah, mix kan dan jadi memang sedap.
Lucky I had actually prepared a much bigger portion because we're in a kampong, so I'm assuming that a lot of people will be around, and sure enough, the whole other villagers came in and there was a sudden party and someone said, Rusa meat is very rare, I never had Rusa before.
Semua dah tak terkata dah. Ya, terlebih sedap. Sedap sangat. Good.
This is the rhythm.
Now the biggest takeaway after having experienced these wonderful encounters of the past few days is that the idea of farm to table is also land to table. Growing produce, whether it's wild or domesticated, and using what the land has to offer you. And this has happened throughout history. And the best practice of that is if you're able to use every part from head to tail or leaves to root. And of course, most importantly, with that nice dash of heat.